if today is, let's say today is March 1st, and I write a policy effective March 15th, and you call to cancel your old policy today, effective the 15th, double check and reiterate that you want your policy canceled on March 15th, not the day that you called. Because what can happen is it will create a lapse in coverage to the DMV if your policy is canceled on March 1st, the day that you called, rather than March 15th. All right, what's up, guys? So right now, kind of settling in before the girls go to bed. I'm pulling up the YouTube channel and also the Google Drive, which is where we keep all of our content. So basically, I'm gonna go in, upload everything to YouTube. I've considered I may start rolling everything out to Rumble too. That seems to be gaining some traction out there. A lot of people are using it. So I've got to become maybe familiar with that just to see what it is. But anyways, what I typically do when I'm on a roll is I'll jump in here and kind of download 2 episodes at a time. I'll go through and watch each one. And then, as you've probably seen in some of the past videos, I try to come up with a title that is somewhat catchy and maybe relevant to the video, and then I just roll it out. So working on with the team to get some more shorter clips and start kind of rolling more of those out as well. That usually work pretty good. It's nice to take the vlog and then kind of chop that up into pieces and roll out the minute or 2 clips on Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatever that's kind of more of a direct targeted message out there or topic. So that's what I'm going to do now. Typically when it's all batched in Google Drive, I will forget which batch I'm actually on. So for example, I'm going to pull up batch 51. Perfect. So I'm on batch 52 because that has episode 40 in it. This is absolutely is the longest running piece of content that we've done in the last 4.5+ years that we've been here at Goosehead. So I hope you guys are enjoying Follow the Lines Going South. We kind of started this when I moved down here to Florida, and it's been fun. It's actually cool to roll them out because, as you probably noticed, we don't roll them out in current time. We're a little bit behind on that. So some of the stuff that I forget, I just quite frankly forgot it happened. It's nice to go back and see it. So hope you guys are enjoying this. Subscribe to the channel. Shoot me a text, 704-285-0992, and share it. Let me know if you have any questions around insurance, home, auto, flood, umbrella, jewelry. That's a big one. Anything like that, guys. I be happy to answer your questions. If you're an insurance agent out there, you need help with marketing or anything like that, we are humbly probably pretty good at that. So let us know. Let us know how we can help, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy the next episode. Okay, what's up, guys? Ryan Mahoney here with Goosehead Insurance. So something I'll probably or need to be talking a little bit more about is auto insurance. So I've been switching people over, writing a lot of auto policies lately. I saw this back in 2008 and 9 when things kind of crashed and people were looking to, cut their expenses down. Insurance is obviously one of the avenues that you can do this by shopping around, like what we do every day here. But a couple things to be aware of, because this happens sometimes out there is that sometimes there's a lot of hesitation to switch auto insurance, and I think I figured out why. 9 times out of 10, switching auto insurance is not a big deal, but there are a few things to be aware of that should make it a little bit easier for you to switch. One is if you pay monthly, typically if you set up the new insurance to come out on the same day of the month, then you're still only paying one insurance company that month. So if you can line up the same payment date, that usually helps. Two, as it relates to the DMV, if you're fortunate enough to have this happen to you and you switch insurance companies and the DMV sends you a letter, and it's kind of a nasty one, makes you feel like you're a delinquent and you don't do anything right, looking for your proof of insurance, then it's kind of a frightening experience just because that letter's not well written. But I try to preface this with everybody that I write, that if you get one of those letters, send that over to me immediately and we will make sure that the DMV has your proof of coverage. Because as long as you have a license plate out there, that state is going to want an insurance policy. So here's the other thing to be mindful of, is that if today is, let's say today is March 1st, and I write a policy effective March 15th, and you call to cancel your old policy today, effective the 15th, double check and reiterate that you want your policy canceled on March 15th, not the day that you called. Because what can happen is it will create a lapse in coverage to the DMV if your policy is canceled on March 1st, the day that you called, rather than March 15th, which is when the new policy goes into effect. And then lastly, the third thing that ultimately can happen is that you get a notice from the company that you financed your car through. It's written very similar as the one that the DMV sends out, basically requesting proof of coverage as well because you've switched and maybe they weren't notified, maybe it went to the wrong address, maybe they never got it, all of the above. But any of these things happen with the DMV or your finance company, I always tell people, send that over to us. We'll send it in and make sure that it's taken care of. So it's not as hard as you think to switch auto insurance, but those are the things that kind of alarm people. It doesn't happen to everyone, but I would say when it does happen to people, it can be a very, very stressful time because again, those letters they're not written all that nice. So I hope this helps, guys. Let me know how I can help you with your auto insurance. Now's a great time with rates and all that stuff, everything going up. Let's see if we can save you a few bucks on your auto insurance. We've saved many, many people this week already. 5, 6, 7,000 bucks a year. Never hurts to check. So, all right, guys. See you soon.
All right. It's a big week. Matt led production, man. Good for you, Matt. Top revenue producer, 2082. Matt Vlasides. Blake led last month with 15K. Good job, Blake. Last week, top package rate. Look at that, man. I slid in there and gave you a run for your money on the package rate. So 66. Last month, good job, Matt. 66. That's awesome. That's really good, dude.
I was trying to catch you.
Karen, good job on the visits. 18 completed. Matt, 36 conversations, 6 completed. I think that's
I can't find any data, so the only reason I know how many conversations Matt had is because it was a new month, so the conversations were accurate for the week.
right. Gotcha. We'll come back to that one too, because Matt talked to Conrad, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he said. Home buying season is coming fast. I'm not sure if it ever left us, but you think it'll pick up, Blake, even more, huh?
I don't know. It's March.
Yeah, I think this is exactly why we've been working hard the last couple months, is to get into everybody's process when it does pick up, or it just stays steady for that matter.
It's the problem. I mean, the toughest thing about the marketing, especially when they're new people, is that when they get busy and they don't have a habit yet,
Yeah.
They forget. That's why, like
Yep.
right now, very relevant to kind of beating into their system. It's what happens it happens when they get lazy and when they get busy. Like, so December, when everybody's taking their foot off the gas, the process falls apart. And when they get busy, they just revert to whatever they knew before. So the more repetition, the better.
Yep.
It was nice to know that the problems that we've been running into were validated and have been, across the spectrum. It wasn't just me, or it just wasn't just us. It wasn't just this office. It's like they're well aware of it. They're trying to fix it. So
The good thing is the nice thing about it is we're using it so we know the problems exist. You know.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is that, I mean, if we were faking it all, we wouldn't know any of this shit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people guilty of faking it, like Ryan always says, lying to themselves.
All right. Loss of use. Blake, you let's say you experience a serious claim like a fire and you no longer can live in your home while it's being repaired. You have $120,000 in loss of use that will pay for expenses you incur because of the claim. Short-term rental, hotel stays, even paying mileage for a longer commute to work. Whole idea being that you aren't coming out of pocket going backwards due to a claim.
I think that last line is the most impactful piece of that whole thing, because I don't know that people completely understand that the point of insurance and what indemnification ultimately means is that, ultimately you're just ending a situation that's at the same place you started. You didn't get richer, you didn't lose money, any of that stuff. So I just think that goes a long way in kind of helping plant seeds as to, helping people understand what the hell it is that they actually have in the long run. Because I think that, we had that one instance with that old man down in South Carolina where he profited off the claim and he couldn't live with himself. He had to send the money back to the company. So they paid him $3,500 more than he should have been paid. And everybody's going, just keep the money, dude. What are you worried about? And he's like, can't do it. And mailed it back there.
That's right.